In this class, we discussed about mechanism of gene regulation. First one, negative regulation. Second one, positive regulation. Negative regulation or negative control. The first switch in the lac operon of Escherichia coli is the repressor protein. In negative control, the transcription is controlled by repressor protein. The transcription is controlled by repressor protein, which is an allosteric protein. The repressor protein binds to operator region and prevents transcription. It prevents transcription by blocking RNA polymerase. Thus, when repressor is bound to operator, the transcription is switched off. Thus, the on-off switch of protein synthesis is governed by free or occupied position of the operator gene. When the operator is free, transcription will take place, and when the operator gene is blocked, the transcription is prevented. If an isomer of lactose is present, it will bind to repressor protein and change its shape. The changed repressor does not bind to operator and thus allows transcription. And lac repressor is synthesized through the activity of LAC1 gene called the regulator gene. This repressor is an allosteric protein that can bind the LAC DNA at the operator site or that can bind to inducer. In the absence of inducer, DNA binding site of repressor is functional. The repressor protein bind to the DNA at the operator site of LAC locus and blocks the transcription of the LAC genes by RNA polymerase. Thus, LAC enzyme synthesis is inhibited. And the lactose is not real inducer of the lac operon. It binds to repressor to increase its affinity for operator. On the other hand, the bound protein of the inactive repressor is the allolactose, while beta galactosidase breaks lactose into glucose and galactose. A side reaction changes galactose to allolactose and galactobiose. This allolactose prevents the anti-inducing lac effects of lactose. When allolactose binds to the repressor, it changes the form of DNA binding site, making the repressor inactive and released from the operator site. Thus, transcription of LAC genes are possible. And next one, positive control. A positive control. The second switch in the lac operon of Escherichia coli is the catabolite activator protein, that is CAP. The CAP is an allosteric protein. The CAP binds to DNA and small molecules called cyclic adenosine monophosphate. The CAP only binds to promoter region and stimulates transcription when CAMP binds to allosteric site. The concentration of CAMP is controlled by ATP concentrations. The low ATP leads to high cyclic adenosine monophosphate and high ATP leads to low cyclic adenosine monophosphate. If Escherichia coli is growing on glucose, there will be high ATP and low CAMP. If no glucose is present, there will be low ATP and high CAMP. In the absence of glucose, CAMP is high, binds to CAP, which binds to promoter region and stimulates transcription. If glucose is present, CAMP is low, does not binds to CAP, which cannot bind to promoter and does not allow transcription. It is an additional regulatory mechanism which allows the lac operon to sense the presence of glucose, an alternative and preferred energy source of lactose. If glucose and lactose are both present, cells will use up the glucose first and will not utilize energy splitting lactose into its component sugar. The presence of glucose in the cell switches off the lac operon by a mechanism called catabolite repression, which involves a regulatory protein called the catabolite activator protein. The CAP binds to a DNA sequence upstream of the lac promoter and enhances binding of the RNA polymerase, and transcription of the operon is enhanced. And CAP only binds in the presence of a derivative of ATP called cyclic adenosine monophosphate, whose level are influenced by glucose. The enzyme adenylate cyclase catalyzes the formation of CAMP and it inhibited by glucose. When glucose is available to the cell, adenylate cyclase is inhibited and CAMP levels are low. Under these conditions, CAP does not bind upstream of the promoter and lac operon is transcribed at a very low level. Conversely, when glucose is low, adenylate cyclase is not inhibited, CAMP is higher and CAP binds increases the level of transcription from the operon. If glucose and lactose are present, to the lac operon will only be transcribed at a low level. However, when the glucose is used up, catabolite repression will end and transcription from the lac operon increases, allowing the available lactose to be used. Next, repression operon. Trip operon. The trip operon consists of the following components, that is the structural genes, promoter gene, operator gene and leader gene. The structural genes are TRPE, D, C, B and A. This operon contains 5 structural genes encoding enzymes involved in biosynthesis of the amino acid tryptophan. The genes are expressed as a single mRNA transcribed from an upstream promoter, and the promoter gene TRPP, TRPP, it is the promoter region which is the binding site of RNA polymerase, and operator gene TRPO, it is the operator region which binds with the repressor, and the leader gene TRPL, it is the leader region which is made up of 162 nucleotides prior to the first structural genes TRPE. It has 4 regions. Region 1 has the codon for tryptophan. Region 2, 3 and 4 regulates the mRNA synthesis of structural genes. Expression of the operon is regulated by the level of tryptophan in the cell. A regulatory gene upstreams the TRP operon encodes a protein called the TRP repressor. This protein binds a DNA sequence called the TRP operator, which lies just downstream of the TRP promoter, partly overlapping in it. And when tryptophan is present in the cell, it binds to the TRP repressor protein, enabling it to bind the TRP operator sequence and obstructing binding of the RNA polymerase to the TRP promoter and preventing transcription of the operon. In the absence of tryptophan, the TRP repressor is incapable of binding the TRP operator, and transcription of the operon proceeds. Tryptophan, the end product of the enzyme encoded by the TRP operon, thus acts as a co-repressor with the TRP repressor protein and inhibits its own synthesis by end product inhibition. It is also a negative control system but forms a biosynthetic pathway. It is known as repressible system. It works on the principle that when the amino acid tryptophan is present, there is no need to activate the tryptophan operon. Repressor protein is activated by the co-repressor, that is tryptophan, the end product, and it binds the operator to switch it off. Tryptophan is synthesized in 5 steps, each step requiring a particular enzyme. The gene for encoding these enzymes lie adjacent to one another, that is called TRPE, TRPD, TRPC, TRPP and TRPA. Tryptophan operon codes for 5 enzymes that are required for the synthesis of amino acid tryptophan. In a repressible system, the regulatory gene produces a repressor protein which is normally inactive and unable to bind to operator on DNA. The repressor, upon joining the co-repressor, which is the end product of tryptophan in this case, undergoes conformational changes that activate it and enable it to bind to the operator. This prevents the binding of RNA polymerase enzyme to the promoter. This is opposite to the situation of lac operon, in which the repression is active on its own and loses the affinity for the operator when bound to the inducer. Here the availability of tryptophan, which is the end product, regulates the expression of this operon. The represses the synthesis of tryptophan. In this way, the synthesis of enzymes of the metabolic pathway is stopped by the end product of the metabolic chain. This mechanism enables the bacteria to synthesize enzymes only when they are required. This is known as feedback repression. In feedback inhibition, the end product of metabolic pathway acts as allosteric inhibitor of the first enzyme of the metabolic chain. Induction and repression save valuable energy by preventing the synthesis of unnecessary enzyme. That's about trip operon. Thank you.